I need this one, right?
Yeah. The time is 6 minutes past 9. Security has deteriorated in the southeast so much so that arsonists, anarchists, and non-state actors kill and maim with impunity.
Life in the East has become, for many, a nightmare.
We know the untold hardship high insecurity is causing in the southeast, but what is really going on?
And what non-traditional method could be adopted to restore peace?
Join us. Hello everyone, today is Thursday, the 26th of May 2022 from Darling 107.3 FM Owerri. This is People's Voice. Good morning. I'm Kana Omandekanu.
And I'm Sanders Okeke Otiba. Recently, a serving legislator in Anambra State, Okechukwu Okoye, was kidnapped and beheaded.
His abductors callously dropped his severed head on a busy junction.
This event signaled a dangerous escalation in the raging insecurity in the once peaceful southeast region. If this continues, the 2023 elections and related events will be jeopardized.
We need no soothsayer to say so much. But our guest this morning will bring a suggestion that could help stem the dangerous slide into total anarchy. His name is
Chukwuka Ofwebu, popularly known as Jelle Speaks. You're welcome to the station.
My pleasure, my brother. I'm happy to be here once again.
Yes, so far, so good. The last time we talked, I recall that you cast a passion then to politicians, fueling some of these raging insecurity, and the fact that some people were also cashing out from the whole biafra agitations and all of that. But so far, so good. From that time till now, insecurity has escalated. And you saw what happened with Okoye in Anambra State, I'm sure. What is really going on? From your own perspective, what has happened between then and now that has made all of this go haywire?
First off, before I go on, I want to apologize to the family of Okechukwu Okoye, because I mocked his death. I mocked it online. I want to apologize. I have no excuse to give, and I wouldn't say I didn't lie. I did it consciously. And that stems from the fact that his party, ABGA, as far as sponsoring IPOB goes, there is no party at the regional level that sponsors that organization more than ABGA. And that thing that happened, that wasn't the first time. This time last year, we were always inundated with news like this, and it was happening in Okporo. We counted like 7 within a month. Banana Junction, 2 within that same month. Subsequently, we lost count and we stopped counting. This one is ginning everyone up because it happened closer to the political class. And like I said before, you talk about how it has escalated and how nothing positive has changed. That's because we've not taken action. We are just treating this thing with kid gloves and pretending as if we don't know the people doing this. Everywhere in Anambra, before I go on, please. Everything I'm saying about IPOB, I'm saying it on that oath. I have a sworn affidavit right now. So whatever I'm saying, they are free to sue me. Leave the station. Everything I'm saying is just my views, my opinions, and things are vetted and known to be true. Everywhere in Anambra State, that Okoye, not far from his town, are at least 2 ESN camps. Not far from P2B's compound, Atagul, is another ESN camp. Haba, There is a huge forest there named Harbor, after the Harbor deity in Agul. Within that place, you can find at least 2 camps. Now, okay, became a victim, and I'm going to go on a limb and say this one. Probably someone within his party did this because he could have been saved. It took days before he was killed. And all of those people in Anambra could have called Benjamin the mud book. Or they, as usual, they call Chinas Anworu. Don't take my word for it. Chinas Anworu has been bragging about how he has been helping them recover their vehicles and securing their releases. It's online. They could have made that call and have him freed, but it didn't happen. Then they beheaded him.
Now, I want to take you back to the camps you're mentioning.
Yeah.
If you, as a private citizen, know about this camp, how come security details, that as agents of the state, the security agencies, are they aware of this camp? And why is it almost impossible to probably infiltrate the camps?
Most times, this is a police job. And I can tell you that most policemen in Imo State and Anambra State are working with these people.
Wow.
Yes, connected at the hip, at the politician's hip. ESN on one side and some corrupt policemen on the other. And I will suggest that every DPO that there is any camp under his jurisdiction must be redeployed. They've had it so well in this region for a long time. They've gotten used to it, or too used to it, I may say, that they don't even care so long it's not happening to them. Forget about the police. How about the traditional rulers? Are you telling me that in your community now, strangers will congregate, like 6 strangers will congregate in your own community and no one in the community would know? The thing is this: there is no political way to tackle this. And the brainwash program they injected in the minds of our people, making them believe that there is any Biafra they are fighting for, which there is none. So because of our people's emotions towards Biafra, they tend to accommodate these people and tolerate them, even going as far as making their case that all these killings are being perpetrated by the DSS. Can you imagine how level of brainwash you must have been subjected to believe this?
For me, I don't want to believe it's brainwash. I want to look at the use of the fear factor.
No, that one counts too.
Yeah, so because you mentioned traditional rulers, you mentioned police, especially DPOs where there are camps in their territory and all of that. Are you not probably seeing the fear factor effect?
Not necessarily fear factor on the part of the people, because when most people on the ground know that they work with the police and sometimes even the army. At one point, a group of ESN guys confronted Benjamin Madubugu, who is the de facto ESN leader in the southeast, in everywhere. No one gives him command. He controls the guy at Osi Itokwa right now called Sapele. Sapele answers only to him. You can do your own investigation. At a point, they confronted him because they sent him money from abroad to give to them. As always, he embezzled it. When they confronted him, Obasi boys confronted him. Obasi is in detention right now. They confronted him. He called the army on them. So as a private citizen, what confidence do you have to speak up? Or where are you going to give your information? How come what if he falls into the wrong hands?
Yeah, for some people listening right now, they'll be wondering why, if they are working with the police and the army, as has been said by you, they'll be wondering why you go about killing police and army officers and moving with their gun, taking away their guns.
I'm telling you what I know for sure. This Benjamin issue is real. Most of the guns they are using right now, we are stolen during NSAS. Almost every AK that has been gotten from them was stolen by the police. Now ask yourself, stolen from the police. Now ask yourself, who gave them the information on the situation in those police stations when they were invading them? Even many policemen tried to get themselves redeployed from the southeast when they saw what some Igbo men and women in the police had. They have already arrested some of them. So when you put all these things together, I found out that we are in a very deep mess. And I call on any government in the southeast that is serious about fighting this thing. They should make a channel where people can anonymously give out information without fear of being tracked down and killed. Someone called the police and gave them an information, an ex-ESN member. Then he got a text from his people that he reported to the police. How do you square that? How do you square that?
Now, before we look, because our focus actually is to know how to stem this tide of insecurity. Well, you're coming up with so much revelation that I'm almost getting carried away, and I want to hear more. But looking at it critically, now I want to understand, because in some quarters we hear headsmen from the north. There was a trending voice telephone conversation that trended on social media very last week. So somewhere in Navy, they said they were traveling, I think for a wedding or from a wedding, and they were kidnapped, and the ransom was demanded for 10 million. The voice of the person asking for the ransom was like that from the northern part of this country.
Why didn't you see the video? Anyone can do anything. At 17, I was very good with my arts. I can mimic any voice. And anyone could be paid to do or say anything. Let me give you an example. In Eza, a community, Ebonyi State, a community went and hired Fulani people to go and fight against another community.
Went and hired?
Yes. Leave them with their boys. I'm telling you, I know exactly how these people are functioning. Efium, yes. They hired Fulani people, so they could have hired anyone to do anything. So it's a voice. Anyone can make any voice.
All right, now let's go to the crux of the matter this morning. Yeah. How? Because it's precarious. In the last 2 days, I've gotten calls from my dad in Lagos telling me to relocate. Yeah. And I told him, Oweri is calm. That yes, they are around the southeast. So he says the information they are getting from the southeast is mind-boggling. So we in the southeast, what do we need to do? How do we defend our land? How do we get this? Because the way you're painting it is as if our people, our kids, neighbors. How do we get these bad eggs out of the system?
There is no other way to do it than to go on all-out attack. All fronts. I would suggest any operation against IPOB in Anambra State be run through the army or the navy, and they shouldn't tell the governor. Because so many people around him, I've followed them since 2015. So many people around him are complicit in it. Now, when there is any operation, let our people stop this nonsense, garbage propaganda that there is a genocide. If there is any genocide in the southeast, it's being committed by IPOB. How many people have they killed? Do you know a single missing person who got lost alongside his car and the car was found and he wasn't found in any of their camps? From Osuihitu to Osumo to Lille to Osumeni to the entire Newi South. Is there any? Olu? Are we them?
All right, we'll hold your thoughts there and go for this commercial break. When we return, the program will continue.
What's better than getting a new AT&T card?
Now, what's the relationship between iPhone, unknown gunmen, and ESM? That's my next question.
And give time for people to call because I want their members.
They will definitely call.
So, what are we doing today?
I saw one shout hallelujah.
My phone is
the New Christian Church in Court, Region 15, by City Light of Imo State. Date Friday 27 to Saturday 28 May 2022. It is always a moment of definite encounter for unprecedented miracles, signs and wonders, breakthroughs, and healings. Venue Kiro Square, New Owerri, Imo State. Time 3:30 p.m. daily. God is still in the neighborhood. Ministering Pastor E.A. Adeboye, General Overseer. And all the anointed men of God, Chief Host and Announcer, Pastor Henry Yolo, Pastor in charge of Region 15, till the whole world comes into the light. This is the move. Are you prepared?
My correct country people, as human being body need balance diet to take function well. Now, so engine need better oil to take perform well, and the correct oil wey car owners, generator users, mechanic, and many others dey enjoy now. Maybe lubricant oil. Keto lubricant oil get up for different variety like lubricant plus, wey be high performance multi-grade oil for petrol engine. Dem get lubricant super HD oil, wey be high performance multi-purpose engine oil. What about the lubricant optimum, ultra high multi-grade engine oil for new petrol engine? Dem still get lubricant power max, super performance diesel engine oil for heavy duty trucks and heavy duty generators. You now end for there. Lubricant still get other kind of industrial oil like gear oil, hydraulic, combined oil, and compressor oil. Lubricant products are available for filling stations and retail shops nationwide. So for correct engine performance, go for the quality lubricant oil. Lubricant oil and another product from Circus Industry Nigeria Limited.
For more information, call 070 30 90 4125.
Darling FM 107.3.
All right, welcome back. This is People's Voice on Thursday, 26 May 2022. Our guest is Chukwuka Ofebu Ijele Speaks. He will educate us on how to defend our land from the ravaging insecurity. Before that break, you were saying something about the activities of some of these non-state actors.
And the fact that if we want to go, if we're serious,
intelligence should be shielded from government.
Yes, government. But I don't know how that is possible.
I mean the governor of Anambra State.
Anambra State.
The governor of Anambra State. And I said, don't tell the police. Just the army, the navy. And if you check where these people are right now, where they are concentrated, is mostly Nnewi South.
Yes.
Ihiala, Olu, and Osu.
Yes.
If they want to start any operation, block off, barricade every road leading from those towns to Owerri Road. Then start the operation from Anambra State with the army. Then in Imo State with the army, DSS, probably the police, because the police here, I think they are doing some kind of better than the ones in Anambra State. Coordinated operation. Where are they going to run to? 2 helicopters over the sky. Where are they going to run to? Be giving information to people on ground. The southeast is like less than half of Borno State. This wouldn't take long. And any governor that is serious about fighting this thing should be dethroning any traditional ruler that ESN camp is found in Islam. Sometimes you say they are afraid. No, some of those traditional rulers are actually using these boys. I got information that in Osumo, now this one I'm not sure, but anyone from there can attest to it. I don't know the veracity of the information, but check. They said their traditional ruler, sometimes when you want to pay your fines, imagine fines to these people, you have to go and give it to him. What does that tell you? And they close the sand mine. They where the youths are making their daily income. Now the place is shut down. What do you expect some of those boys to do? Most of them have joined ESN, not because they have much of a choice, and most of them joined because the ones who joined are intimidating them. And when you look at it, your government cannot protect you. Your traditional ruler is not doing anything. What other option do you have? And not everyone can relocate from the region to another place. Some people don't have the means.
All right, now, so I just got a message. Someone said, "Who is Chukwuka of Webu beyond his name?" You understand? Because I think what you're saying is quite heavy. So beyond, are you a security person? What
qualifies you to speak on this?
I am a researcher. I'm also an investigative researcher. I'm a self-educated man. I thank my teachers in primary school and those of them that taught me to JS3. Yeah, that was like where they did their jobs, and anything till I wrote my A-level exams, just me doing my own thing. And I'm just an ordinary person who is paying attention. I try to rationalize everything, try to find meaning behind things. That's why I always focus on philosophy and history. You don't need to be a Superman to know these things and do these things. You just need to pay attention.
All right. On different occasions, we've heard IPOB denounce some of these atrocities being committed on one side. People have attributed it to most of the atrocities to unknown gunmen, even though I know there was a commissioner of police that said there's nothing like Anambra, that there's nothing like unknown gunmen, that they are known, but people are holding information. Then now ESN, some believe that they are trying to clear the forest of others who are perpetrating mayhem. You understand? But so far so good. You've mentioned these categories of these groups as those perpetrating this. What separates them? What's the difference between IPOB, unknown government, ESM, and all of that?
The only thing that separates them is who funds them. If not, these people are there's nothing like ESM. It's just a bunch of criminals. First, they used to call them volunteer force. Then it morphed into VSS. Then what's the last one again? There's one other name they gave the Lion Squad. And in 2020, Nnamdi Kanu, in one of his schemes, decided to use, he has been using all these security issues. I want to set up a security for our people. I want to go to war, give me money for this. And then at the end of the day, he collected money from them, said he set up a group for them, but it's just a bunch of criminals. And if you remember what happened in NSAS, almost every armed robber you know became wealthy. All of those people, now there is an opportunity. They see someone who has given them that political backing. What do you expect from them? And anyone you see, any group you see them critiquing is a group that maybe are no longer loyal to them, because now you have one controlled by Nelly Ofebu, who has split with Simon Ekpa, as we are talking. Then the other one controlled by Benjamin Madugu and Tina Sanworu, who they say is in Kuwait, but there are other places people are seeing him. With one guy that is not even mentioned, Uchenna Former in Australia. These are just people, they just gather. And if you see, as an armed robber, you see this opportunity, what do you think you will do? You just take
So all this noise about agitation for Biafra is just
false. There is nobody fighting for any Biafra. Quote me anywhere, from Nnamdi Kanu to anyone. If you want to get a country, there are laid down principles you must follow. Have they followed any? This is noise. And it escalated after President Goodluck Jonathan lost his re-election. After that, everyone was pumped with hate that he lost because he's not a Southerner. Oh, Buhari won because he is supporting Boko Haram. Meanwhile, the man won, promising his people to end insurgency. That hatred, they pumped it into the minds of our people. The politicians who should have raised their voices did it. Now we are here. They know exactly what they are doing, and it has nothing to do with any Biafra. If you find out that Nnamdi has met a single person, even when he said he went to the UN, the EU, Donald Trump, fake. Never met anyone, never talked about Biafra anywhere. There is nothing on book. Thankfully, he has been arrested. Why hasn't any of those people, we once told them that the Israeli government has signed the Biafra referendum as if there is any basis for it. That this one has done, oh, we are going to bring weapons from this one. Where are those people? Have you seen any? Since he was arrested, there is nothing to this. It's all just smoke and nothing more.
And now our dear Eastern region is a theater of blood.
We are paying for our sins. Hate. This is what hate can fetch you. And right now, they are pitting us against the Northerners. Imagine what happened in Anambra State. A woman, a young girl, that girl is less than 28 years, 4 kids, and someone who calls himself a man, acting formidable, and you look a girl in the face and shot her, then her kids, are you kidding me? What sort of hate is this? How many of our people are in Kano?
Right.
And I call on, please, I call on our Southeast governors. These people, not me. I don't want to mention the Northern group, but it's the most politically astute Northern group. Without them, you don't win an election. They prepared for our people, waiting for their brother to leave office. The president, by this time next year, will be in the dying days of his administration. And what comes next? None of them has even found it worthy to visit any of these northern states, even Adamawa, where the woman came from. No delegation. Igbos in the north, keeping quiet. Who do you think will suffer the consequences of these things? These human eaters in the bush, your businesses are at stake. Next, they will say, oh, genocide against Indigo. Genocide. You've been killing their people, destroying their businesses. Governor Ganduje, the explosion that happened in Kano State last week, our own people were saying, oh, it's a suicide bomber, it's a suicide bomber. When it happened, the person that caused it is an Igbo welder. An Igbo welder, so the Igbo man is not the terrorist, and the governor gave every Igbo man that was affected in that 1 million naira each 2 or 3 days ago. Our own people, are we reciprocating? And you think the whole Nigeria is not watching? Where is the justice? We pride ourselves as people that believe
before you nail us to the cross with not doing the right thing after some of these evil perpetrated in our own land, wouldn't you say probably because nobody's thinking straight right now? I mean, our governors are inundated with insecurity.
No, our governors are the biggest, one of the biggest welfare recipients I've seen in the world. There is nothing. Okay, tell me what they have commissioners for.
But you know how politics works.
Okay, but I want us to place this in context. When the cattle traders in Abia were attacked by the so-called unknown gunmen, Okezie dispatched a high-powered delegation to their state of origin. I think it was
a man I hate so much, and that thing he did, they should copy from him. Imagine me praising Okezie Ikpeazu. Okezie Ikpeazu will disappear from Abia State until May 28th, and no one will notice. Yet he took that move. He made that move. What stops the rest from doing that?
You understand, Chukwuma Soludo has reached out to the husband of
and he killed it with the statement he made yesterday. Go listen to his statement. Moving from here to there.
Okay, we're going to the phones shortly, but here's one question. Along the Okibu road, we have almost an intractable spate of kidnapping, and not a few victims have alleged that the atrocity is perpetrated by so-called herdsmen or armed herders. Is it to say that every act of insecurity in the Southeast today is the handiwork of ESN or known gunmen and so on?
I don't buy that one they said is herders. They've been circulating videos at every given time when the news of their kidnappings or any of their heinous crimes rest the airwaves. You will hear that news. Just like 2 days ago, there was one where you saw 4 people laying on the ground. Then one was standing up. They said, oh, the woman that was rolling on the ground said, I was coming from Port Harcourt at Lock Panther. This happened, that happened. That thing is staged. If you watch, the other man that was standing up refused to go on the phone because he doesn't want to get his clothes. It's things like this, all this nonsense propaganda, because when you are sending people on a fool's errand with that propaganda, you are not helping the victims of those kidnappings. You are not helping anyone. I can tell you, there is no community in the Southeast where people will gather and be holding kidnapped victims hostage, and the community wouldn't know. It doesn't happen. And they say they are there to clear the bush. What bush are you talking about? How much is a land in my hometown? You can't buy a land for 1 million naira.
Yeah, but we have some forests around Southeast.
There is no forest in the Southeast where you will shout and at least someone will not answer you. Show me where it is. Show me where. And if those people, if there is any bush interior for that these people will be putting people in, they have to pass through the villages. You are telling me that foreigners will be passing through your village into your bush and you wouldn't know? Let's stop this is just garbage propaganda, and talking about it is breathing air into a non-living issue.
All right, before we go straight to the phone lines, you said in Anambra State, for example, the military should be the one to handle it without informing the government. What about some other southeastern states? How are we supposed to defend these lands?
In Enugu State, for instance, Governor Ugwani will only act if they kill anyone. Other than that, he wouldn't do anything. It took the intervention of the army to clear Akpo. And I've been telling people what has been happening there. Ikonso, the dead Ikonso, may he not rest in peace. He was posing with a Tavor rifle in one photo. I looked at it and said, this is in Kano. I know this place very well. I alerted DSS at the airport. I said, your Tavor rifle you are looking for is in Nkanu. Guess what? The army still went there and got it. You think I know this thing and the governor doesn't know? Chimaro Kennaman is a serving senator. You see Abba and you see above. These people know exactly what's going on. Why do you think those people are working for politicians during the election? During the last election, Biggie and the Consul, the video is still there. We are firing weapons, AK-47 in the air, shouting, who said men no day, who said men no day. And they work for the Yedo campaign. This thing is not unknown. This is something we know, but no one wants to say anything about it. When you thought they say, oh, they will do you this, they will do you that. Well, we are waiting.
Well, you know too much. Well, this is sociology. They say you have to be a participant observer to know too much.
No, I have so many of them. I'm paying a lot to get this information. I've been saving some of them. There are some of them in Togo right now, some of them in Benin Republic. I and my friends made them go there. Mind you, I'm in touch with the founding members of this their militia arm. When they realized what this guy said, they left. I'm in contact with all of them.
How come they're not speaking?
They're afraid of getting killed.
Are you not afraid?
Afraid of who? Who? Benjamin Madubu or who? Or something? Who are these people?
Okay, before we began to discuss, you said that you were going to reveal certain things and that you are under oath. What sort of oath?
I mean everything I'm saying. I went to the court and obtained an affidavit. I have an affidavit to everything I'm saying right now.
All right.
I would like to cite it just for the record.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, let's go straight to the phone lines. Please just go straight to the point. Ask your question if you have the question, or make your comment, make it straight to the point so that others can contribute. No name callings. Do not insult the sensibility of any other person because everyone's opinion matters here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
I want to commend the speaker for the rating. I want to make this suggestion to the government. If you haven't listened to it and you don't know what the perpetrator, whether it's bomb, whether it's ESN or non-government, whoever that is involved in this crime, you need to take answer. Okay. Why not the governor of when a crime or when someone wants to commit a crime in that particular community, and there's a big thing in that particular community, they will observe it. And when they pursue that person, and the person wants to another community, other people will be alerted to treat that person. That's one. So I want to put it just to the man speaking. He was saying that, and some of the representatives of what is happening in the Igbo land is Igbos. I would tell you that locally that it's not Igbos. They are not Igbos. It is the thing that you know that they are frontal actors. Frontal actors who come to Igbo land have mastered all the locations in Igbo land and start representing crimes in Igbo land. In the name of ESM, in the name of IPOP, and the name of other whatever you can call it. Now, another thing is that this political crisis we are having in Imo State and the Igbo land, some of all these politicians are sponsors of all these things because of the person and the name of the they don't like it. They try to sponsor all these movements to represent evil in the land. But I call on government, if they can use this strategy, keep
Thank you, David. No name calling, please. Okay. Go ahead.
When you share it in a community to secure the community, so you knows all the strategy, all the places where they are what do you call it? People who represent the people, the community, that community, they know them, and they will stop it.
Okay.
God bless you with this.
All right, thank you very much. He's talking about politicians playing a role as well in all of this.
And he categorically says these people are not Igbo.
My brother, thank you so much for the kind words. But I can tell you, whenever you didn't see an Igbo man, but before they used to have people from Akwa Ibom come in and do, then they will leave. But they were cleared in all this time last year. I can tell you, most of those boys are coming from Ebonyi State. They are recruited from Ebonyi State and from all these warring communities. And those guys are battle tested. They've been food for a long time. The politicians using them to kill in Ebonyi State are using them to protect their mining sites. They are mining so many resources in Ebonyi State. I'm telling you, all these fights will be hearing about, oh, if you're this one, that one, oh, this land, and you look at the land, you don't see anything there. Go check it. There are many things there. Ever since President Muhammadu Buhari put Anambra on the oil list, have you heard about any communal crisis in Ayamelum? All this or more now? Yeah, because that has been causing that has been the cause of the war. All these communal clashes. Now they have already made brainwashed bonobos that they are bringing it into all these places. Nobody is coming from outside. I'm telling you, and we are talking about politicians. Thieves cannot investigate themselves. You can't tell Lawrence Anini to investigate Lawrence Anini. We all know the outcome.
All right, keep the calls going. 015050107. Hello, good morning.
Well done.
I still go ahead and have the floor.
Thank you.
All right, that's about three questions.
Okay, let me address the governor's issue first. Remember, the governor made that statement after those people were killed in Owerri who went to receive the food aid package. He gave them. And if you watch it, they only died just because they went and received something from an APC governor. And the governor being a politician, politicians speak like politicians. He puts his interest first because he knows it more than anyone else that his political opponents are using these people to attack him. So what he said is his views. He aired his views there. That was his view on that issue. And it stemmed from the sentiment of the attack on his political affiliates in that place. And if you're asking if I know more than the governor, I know more than the governor on ESN, just like he knows more than I on IMO budget. He can't be everywhere at the same time. Being a governor doesn't make you a Superman. Your governor needs you. There are things you know more than your governor.
Move on to the next point.
What's the next question, please?
Why are innocent, with this trove of information available to security actors, how come innocent people are still being killed?
Because some of the people there are harboring them. They believe that they are fighting for Biafra. That's the truth. They believe that they are fighting for Biafra. And because of that belief, just like when Boko Haram started, when they kill a soldier, they run into a village, the village to protect them. But when it was done on them, they all started calling for help. Just like you can see, Osuhitubana is empty. Those women at a Kututu market, they were punished, barred from trading for a week, and many of them fined, ranging from between 20 and 50,000 naira. Why? Because they didn't run when the army came. Because if they stayed, that means they are comfortable with the Nigerian army. They know that these people pose no threat to them. And they were punished. I believe after that, most of them began to realize what was afoot, and it has nothing to do with Biafra. And the security agents, the president, and his people around, believe me, if Nnamdi Kanu not been killing soldiers and policemen, no one would care. Why? Because they know when there is any operation, they will say, oh, it's genocide, it's genocide. And they're like, well, you deal with your problem. Like he has said on many occasions, he has told the Igbo elders to go and solve the problem in their land. So when you are stuck between a rock and a hard place, what would you do?
Okay, so his next point, Ebubago, what's your take on it?
There is no one has told me that there is any Ebubago anywhere in Imo State. There is they launched Ebubago in Ebonyi State. Then if there are some vigilantes, local vigilantes that are working with the police, but I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. Why you have the vigilantes, they get their guns licensed from who? The police. And they are all working under the police, under the government. So if the local vigilantes decide to secure the land, of which if it is happening in Olu, I want it replicated in Njaba. I want it replicated in Isu, in Osu, in the entire Oru East and Oru West. So there is nothing wrong with it.
Okay. But for the records, the governor has spoken about the Bible. He has.
Oh, I don't know. No one told me. I don't know.
Okay, we're back to it.
Now, Papa say make I buy am shaki. Shaki, oh, I don't tell this man. Anything that they send this boy buy am for one now. Papa G, I beg, don't be sending me buy shaki for. Mama G, why not? Not me buy. I say make him buy. Make I send a message again. Papa G, you don't know say na so for the boy go want know how to do the thing. And you that one go happen. When you find the drink, that's the problem with that. He reached that one. Yes, so Papa G, he reached. But he will never reach it. He's not supposed to touch alcohol. Yeah. Papa G, you hear me?
The response is changing.
Yes, now people are waking up.
Because everybody start feeling the heat. People can hardly travel. Road travel now is almost impossible.
My response never changed. I already told them that when it gets to their homes, they will start changing. If you see many messages in my inbox, oh, sorry, I used to insult you.
Welcome back to People's Voice. The final lap of the discussion this morning with our guest, Chukwuka Ofe, who speaks. We're taking the calls. 081 50 50 10 7. Good morning.
Good morning. This is who?
Chika. No, I mean, go aside, what other take would you like to share?
Let me respond to that.
The line is breaking, though. The line is breaking. Okay, go ahead.
Let me respond. I don't want to say what I'm sure, but I'm sure this guy must be an IPO member. Remember what I said? I said, if there is any Abubago in Imo State, I didn't know when they launched it. I saw when they launched it, boy. Then I told you that there are civilians with guns and they may be vigilantes. So what the hell is your problem? Sorry. I'm sorry. So what exactly is this guy's problem? Did I deny? I did not deny. Of course, that's what I'm telling him. I did not deny that there are civilians, armed civilians, with licensed gun, working with the security agency.
Okay, let's return to the calls. Good morning.
Morning.
What's your name?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we're listening.
Okay. Okay, in other words, you don't believe, that's taken. So what would you like to say now? Okay. We hear you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, now let's go.
But 1 minute, please.
Okay.
When you see this guy doesn't know the first thing about bombs. When you see where a bomb exploded, look at the blast radius. And he's saying that an oxygen cylinder can't bring down a building. Are you kidding me? In Abuja, one happened around early this January. It destroyed. I'm talking about Kubwa Village Market. Go check it. While schooling at Obuko 3 in the year 1996, one woman, her own gas exploded. That day, I normally jump the school fence, but till date, I still don't remember touching the fence before I jumped it. And we saw how, and when it is a suicide bombing, you will see the blood splatter everywhere. Well, okay, the suicide bomber, where is the person's head? Huh? So a suicide bomber will explode the bomb and still remain intact, or his body will remain intact. How do you square that? These guys are just people that, but believe me, I believe he was paid to come and say this. And
no, everyone's opinion matters.
Of course, now some opinion.
The program is
of course, but so some if an opinion is yes, of course.
But now I'm looking at, is it possible to have a joint security outfit to tackle the insecurity in the southeast, or is it just probably align only the military?
I believe that most of in fact, the biggest handicap is logistics. Most of these guys are not well equipped. And I don't know why they are not saying it. Probably because the money has been given to them.
And the big boys up there.
Of course, of course. Give the police the right equipment. Give the army the right equipment. This thing will finish in 2 weeks. I have people, I know special forces. You can contract them from abroad. These are Nigerians. Some of them have worked with so many intelligence agencies. Some of them have participated in combat missions in Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq. You bring these people down here, give them what they did, and in 2 months, this will end. So if there is any way to tackle this, let the Anambra State governor, he should show his seriousness by at least telling Innocent, buying vehicles from Innocent, maybe 500. There are so many wealthy men in Anambra State. They've been paying these people. The white Hiluxes you see they are using, they are being given to them by people they extorted. Ask anyone around Nnewi, Nanka, all these places, any rich man, if you are hosting any ceremony, it is 5 million naira and 1 Hilux, usually 2020 model. Go and check all of them. So many of them I know have paid this. And they were told to shut up. They're not saying anything. Ask them if you are building a home. Anyone listening to me, when was the last time anyone built a duplex in your home, in your hometown?
The boys are already complaining.
No one, because you must pay.
All right, I think we're gradually winding down.
Right, I wish we could take a few more calls, but this has to end. We thank you for what you have said so far. You came to educate us on how to defend our land. I want you to tell us your parting words and how you think. Just a recap of how this can end.
My people, let's start with the fact that there is no Biafra anywhere. No one is is talking about it in the floor of any of the chambers in the National Assembly. That shows you that there is no Biafra anywhere. All those criminals around your communities are just that, criminals. There is no reason for you to pay your allegiance to these people. And I want to implore everyone, if you don't know where to pass your information, you can go to any of my pages. Contacting me is not difficult. Give me the information and I will make sure it gets to the appropriate authorities. Because if we don't solve this, go and check poverty. The poverty rate in the Southeast from last June till now is unprecedented. Why do you have that poverty? None of your brothers and sisters abroad, who are the people driving the economy of the Southeast, none of them wants to do anything again. And if this thing doesn't stop, they will never invest. And if there is no investment coming from those ones abroad, forget it, we are going nowhere.
All right, I think that's much we can take. That's been Chukwuka Ofwewu in Jella Speak. He's the philosopher, the investigative researcher.
Who appeared on People's Voice this morning.
All right, my name is Sanders, OKK OT.
I'm Kana, I'm on the Kana. We return Monday with another nail biter. Sanders returns tomorrow with Politics 107. Update news next. I'm Kana, I'm on by.